Hey Grok, can you take me to Aldi, then to Publix supermarket, and then how about Colonel Clean Car Wash to take care of this bird crap that's on my windshield?
Navigating to Aldi first, then Publix supermarket at Boothart Plaza, and finally Colonel Clean Express Car Wash. Total trip is about 8 miles, arriving in 9 minutes.
Hey there, it's Mark with Low Country EV. We're going to do a quick test of FSD 14.2.2.5. Ooh, we got some branches in the road. Go around that. Great avoidance there. Palm frond fell from a tree, was blocking the road, so took care of it. So I've mentioned this before, this road is technically a one-way road in the direction that we're going, of course, and the Tesla is hugging the right-hand side. Why? Because in the latest Tesla navigation, which is from, I believe, November of 2025, it had pulled in that this section of that road was a two-way street. Never has been, but incorrect on OpenStreetMaps, which therefore makes it incorrect on Mapbox, which therefore means that Tesla's pulling the wrong information, which is why the car wants to sit to the right-hand side. Also, 2 instances with my son's M3, it wanted to make a right-hand turn there and go in the wrong direction on just that one section of road. So I went into OpenStreetMaps through this neighborhood, which I know like the back of my hand, and modified every single road, including the type of road, because we have a lot of just regular asphalt streets as we're driving on right now, but there is a huge series of alleyways that are gravel that FSD sometimes wants to go down because it thinks it's a regular road. Even though it's marked as an alley, I don't want to go down there and go on gravel. So marked all those as gravel, corrected the speed limits throughout the neighborhood to be 18. Sometimes you'll see the sign on here incorrectly mark it as 25 miles an hour as it shows right now, but also 55 miles an hour. Not that it ever does that, but why not have it all correct? So if you have the opportunity, OpenStreetMaps, anybody can go in there, sign in with your Google account, Apple account, create an account, and real simple to learn and modify your own area to correct some of that information so that that will filter down to Tesla and other companies that use it. Many times Uber Eats and other companies who do use that data would drive the wrong way down that one-way street when delivering stuff to my house, which is on further down that road. But here we are. I did correct this as well. This section of road is a 2-lane state road in South Carolina. That means an unmarked road is default to 55 miles an hour. So this section is correct, but in the opposite direction, it's marked as 45 miles an hour incorrectly. Apple Maps has it as 25 miles an hour because it does change to 25 further up the road. But this current section right here is actually 55. And this is, to me, a habit of FSD going the speed that cars typically go down this road. A lot of people do not know that it's 55 because it's unmarked. Here it changes to 25. Again, incorrect. So I've made all those corrections. I'm anxiously awaiting for Tesla to update their map software. It's still on 2025.44. And again, I believe the 44 references a week, which makes sense. That would be back in early November of last year was the last time it was updated. From other videos from other YouTubers out there, I've deduced that Tesla does update that software 2 to 3 times a year. We're coming up on a time frame when it should be updated. I'm new to Tesla. Obviously, this channel's new. I'm fairly new. I switched over to Tesla just in the last 2 weeks from ICE vehicles. My son had bought an M3 just before Christmas, Model 3. and borrowed it one day to go down to an island off the coast of Georgia, and it literally avoided an accident. I'm not saying it saved my life. I would have avoided the accident as well, but I probably would have slammed on the brakes, which could have been trouble, right? And FSD very smoothly avoided a car that was swerving into my lane. It went into the left lane, which I would have never known was clear because I can't see behind me that quickly, and it slowed down to avoid this pickup truck cutting into my lane. I would have avoided it probably just simply by slamming on the brakes, which I'm a very aware driver. I might have seen that somebody was or wasn't behind me, but where are you going? We're going straight. Interesting choice. I would have made a left there and then made a right at the next intersection. We're just going to let it do what it's going to do. It's going to go through this neighborhood and then make a left on the road that Aldi's on. But not sure why it's doing that, but we'll let it do its thing. So again, unless there's a serious accident, which I just won't know about, or some other reason, it really should. I mean, I've never gone this way to go to Aldi. So people will blame FSD. Tesla obviously knows, and the majority of you know, navigation is the concern, right? And let's be clear, there's three different stacks we're dealing with here, right? There's FSD, which is looking at the road, making all of those critical decisions, how fast to go, things like that. But some of those decisions are based on the map, which we just talked about. It can be quite incorrect. Tesla is relying on OpenStreetMaps, they're relying on Mapbox, and then there's the routing, which they're relying on Valhalla. Okay, we got a car coming from the right here, which is turning. Let them just go. Perfect. And that seems to be the major problem, right? And one of the reasons I started this channel was because of where I'm located. There's a lot of folks out there testing FSD, complaining about the navigation. You don't have half the problems we have down here in Beaufort, South Carolina, where the map is not as updated for a couple of reasons. One, we're in South Carolina. We're not in Michigan or Detroit area or Ann Arbor, where dirty Tesla is around. We're not in Southern California, Northern California, where people use maps all the time. We're going to turn into the center lane here. That would be great. Nope, we're going to wait. Okay, well, now we're going into the center lane, or trusting that this car is in the right lane. Good job. Great decision. Wow. And there's that truck going right by there. So we're handicapped a couple of ways. One is the mapping is just delayed down here because people just don't seem to care. We're a little slower paced, older population maybe. But the other issue is also lack of Teslas. It's not that there's no Teslas in Beaufort, South Carolina, but not as many. And the people using them typically buy them for keep hands ready to steer. Okay, I've got it. Where are you going? This is just, I don't understand where we're going. Aldi's right there, and you can see on the map it's to the right. I have no idea where FSD is taking us. So let's just sit here and see what happens. Got a yellow blinking light. We have oncoming traffic. We should be clear after this car. Okay, it's going to go for it. Now, where are you going to go? You just missed the turn into Aldi. It's clearly marked on the map. By the way, this is the road that I would have come down, but in the opposite direction. Are you seriously doing a U-turn here? No, you know you can't do that. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. What a perfect time to shoot a video where FSD is completely gone bonkers, or I should say the navigation has. So, let's see where it wants to go. Is it even going to take us to Aldi, or is it going to skip right over it? So I went in and see, it had Aldi, technically not where the building was, but on the main road there. When I used it yesterday and it did come in this direction, it did go into the parking lot and park at Aldi. So let's just see what it's doing here. So FSD just did a good job there avoiding potholes on the road. If you missed that, I know holding my phone here is a camera, so you might have missed that, but it did avoid that. Let's see what happens on these other ones coming up right here. Look at that. Leans over to the left, avoiding the little rough spots in the road. It did catch the edge of those second ones, but on 14.2.2.5, at least driving through the horrible roads here in South Carolina, I drove up to Charleston the other day. It was, look at that, actually it almost aimed for it on that time. It's been avoiding these potholes in the road. Now, these aren't New York City, Boston, snow, 5-foot deep potholes. These are just rough spots in the road. Okay, we're gonna make a right here. Technically, that's fine. It could go straight and go into this new shopping plaza. So one of the reasons I picked Aldi is that A, it's only been there for less than a year, 9 months. It is on the maps, as you saw. Grok obviously found it. But, and I'm already noticing the next error here. If you can see on the map here, it's got our next stop there, Publix, which is not there, hasn't been there for 4 years. It's actually further up the road and it makes that mistake. So we'll have to correct that once we get to Aldi, if we ever get to Aldi. Right lane, then get over to the left lane. Let's see. If it makes that same mistake again, we're gonna stop it and then go to our next stop here. But you can see what happens here. If the navigation isn't correct, it doesn't matter how good FSD is. It could have us driving in circles. So when I see other folks complaining about not finding a parking space or driving around, hey, at least it got you within a few feet of your destination. It's making another right again. All right, we'll let it make the right and then we're gonna take over, because we have cars behind us, not gonna risk them. I wanna see what it does right here too. So there's Aldi on the left on the map there. It's marked correctly as far as where the building is, but navigation just doesn't want to take us in there. So, okay, we're gonna override. I am gonna do an illegal U-turn because no one's behind us, and we will go to the Aldi parking lot. Shopping center, which is just basically across the street here from Aldi. It's a Walmart, but it has not been there for 4 years. 4 years ago, it moved. So here, now the address, actually correct, I believe. But if we go up this road that we just came down, there's Publix right there. Okay, so there's the correct location. If I pick it and add that, same address, and it still wants to take us to the old location, even though I picked the correct one on there. Now let's edit our trip. Let's get rid of Publix there. We'll get rid of Kernel Claim. We'll just stop the whole thing, right? Done. We're not gonna go anywhere. And if I go into the app and do navigation from there, which some of you may have planned and done navigation, but yeah, if I go into the app, it technically uses Apple Maps. I'm not sure a lot of people realize that, but I'm on an iPhone, it's Apple Maps in the app. It will still have the incorrect Publix right here, okay? And look, it's even saved as I saved it as a favorite at the other location. It's putting it there. Don't understand that at all, but we want to go all the way up to this one. So let's go up here because I do want to show you. Let's see if it'll take us to Staples at least. Okay, navigate to Staples. You're going to take me up there? Great. Let's do that because there's something else I want to show you up here, which is this. So there is the shopping center, right, where we're going, Staples. Sorry, just want to get rid of this. So there is Staples, at this shopping center. And okay, we'll go in there, that's all correct. This is actually wrong. And if we go into the map view, or the satellite view, excuse me, you can see the correct layout on Google satellite view. It's actually fairly updated. That bank was just built last year. We've got Five Guys and a whole bunch of other stuff up there. So satellite view correct. Map view on Google, okay, Google is still incorrect. So we get out of there, we're going to Staples. These buildings don't exist anymore. You can't see that. There's South Atlantic Bank, but that's literally, the road is over here, goes in. It's just completely messed up. FSD will figure it out. It will drive in there. It will park near Staples. So let's go try that and see how it does, even though it won't go to Publix. Start self-driving. All right, we're gonna turn right here. We have another car coming at us. We've got the guy cutting across right here. We're gonna park right here. All right. Well, and here he comes. All right, he's coming over, but we're not gonna leave the car. So we did that, that's fine. So let's see what happens. Might as well go to the car wash while we're out and then head back home and see how it does. But here you can see, correct, we're parked there. It did take the main entrance, but this is incorrect. I've corrected all this on OpenStreetMaps. It's not really a road that goes there. We're entering into a parking lot. There's buildings all over here. You can see it put a building right, Pizza Hut. There's no Pizza Hut there, okay? South Atlantic Bank has been added. I added that in OpenStreetMaps, so... But again, if we go to Tesla software, it's still on 6-month-old software. So, hey Grok, navigate to Colonel Clean Car Wash. And if you look at one of my shorts, we did
Navigating to Colonel Clean Express Car Wash.
Goodbye.
1.2 miles away.
So, goodbye. 1.2 miles away, we'll start self-driving. Let's see which way it takes us. Should back us out. And again, because of the navigation, it does want to go out, not the optimal exit, because it doesn't show the one all the way on the south side over here to the left of this parking lot. It's completely incorrect. It picks the first one it can find that it'll make a left-hand turn on, so it's gonna go to the next one. Is that car turning or going straight? Well, we're gonna go because we're clear. Good job, FSD. Right here, I'd prefer to go down to the next one. This one has more combinations of possible cars turning in here. It's not as clear. You can see it's a pretty blind. We'll creep up, which is good. That's one of the things I'm waiting for on 14.3.2. So that car was able to go. People driving pretty fast down here. We should be able to go after this car if it's clear from the right, which it does look to be. But this car right here could have suddenly come over and wanted to turn left into this shopping plaza here, but it didn't. So here comes Colonel Clean. We should see right where the music is down here, get a notification to go into car wash mode, but it doesn't last long enough. It goes away before I even have a chance, because you've got to do like a little U-turn up here and turn into the car wash lane. So here it is, getting a car wash. Yeah, we are. I'm not going to enable it though. It's going to go away. And actually, it probably goes away only because I have to override FSD up here, simply because we're turning, making a sharp left. We're not going straight. FSD wants to go straight here, but we need to go into the car wash lane here. So, well, it's staying up there. Probably because I hit the brakes last time, but let's, oh, there it goes. It went away. Continue. All right. Car wash done. Bird crap missing. And we're going to let self-driving take us home. Now, here we go. Why do you want to make a right here? Now, will it get me home? Yeah, it'll get me home. But this is a horrible way to go. Horrible right-hand turn, and we're going to take over right here anyways. No, we're not going to turn there. We're going to go past this intersection. Let's see where it wants to take us next. The best way home, fastest way home, safest way home with no unprotected, wants to turn again. Another horrible decision. We do not want to head over to this upcoming road, which that first turn would have taken us up here, made a right, and then made a left at a light, completely opposite direction of where we're going. I should say, not opposite, but 45 degree. We want to go straight through this light. It'll adjust. I'm going to go through the yellow here. And now it changes. Okay, back into self-driving. This is the correct way. This is the way Google would take you. This is the way Apple would take you. This is the way Waze would take you. This is the way TomTom would take you. Every single mapping app would go straight up to this next road, right across from the Aldi that it wouldn't go to. So if this looks familiar, yes, this is the road that we should have taken in the opposite direction to go to Aldi in the first place. But the only thing that's different about this road, and it is mapped correctly but incorrectly, there is a school on this road. But 45 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes in the afternoon, it's a school zone. And I brought this up on X and on Reddit. Should FSD be able to read this sign up here? And I'll zoom in so you can see it, just so you know that I know what it is. But very difficult even for a human to determine, oh, it's 25 through here, but only between, 9:30 or 8:45 and 9:30. Yeah, I'm paying attention, I swear. But the speed limit is 25 on here. We're going 32, 33 in hurry mode. Does it know that it's not a school zone at this point and the speed limit is actually 35? I don't know. School zone ends right up here where that white car just passed. So there's the end school zone sign, and it changes to 30, which is incorrect. So on OpenStreetMaps, I did go in and correct the speed limit to 35, but I also made a notation that it is a school zone and the hours that it should be a school zone, but I don't think that matters, right? The mapping software does not have time-based or day-based speed restrictions. At least that I can find. Maybe I'm not the expert of OpenStreetMaps, but I can't find where I can actually do that. And that's kind of important, not just for school zones, so that the Tesla knows, besides everybody thinking it should be able to read a sign. So flashing yellow light, 25 mile an hour sign that pops up digitally or folds open or whatever it is, sure. I would hope it would be smart enough to do that. But the one I just showed you, it says school zone, it says 25, but again, that's only for 45 minutes in the morning and 45 minutes in the afternoon. It's 35 the rest of the time. A couple of other school zones around my area here, they drop from 60 down to 45, right? In those cases, there is a flashing yellow light. FSD going to Charleston, past one of those the other day, it did adjust, It did adjust, and I was going through there during the school zone. So that's fine. So we had 2 incorrect navigation turns. Again, would it have gotten me to this exact same point that I'm at right now and turned right here and then gone down another couple of miles to my neighborhood? Sure. But it would have taken longer. It's not good job swinging over and avoiding that guy walking right there. He was well off the road, but gave him plenty of room. Navigation needs to be fixed. My hope was that Tesla and Apple, through their negotiations to add CarPlay to Teslas as an app, So before everybody gets all upset that they're going to have CarPlay on there, it's no different than saying I don't use Tidal for music, or I don't use YouTube music, or I got rid of it, I don't use it, I never press on it. But for me, CarPlay integration is huge for a couple of reasons. One, for those that don't use Apple Maps or haven't in years, it's actually incredible at this point. Google, still slightly better in certain areas for POI information, points of interest, hours of stores, things like that. They do get updated faster. But routing, estimation of time arrival, Apple Maps, on par, if not better, than Google and Waze in my use. So I enjoy also the UI and UX of Apple Maps. I think it's great. And getting better, the information's getting better every day. But I was really hoping Tesla and Apple would come to an agreement, and it seems like they worked out their issues as far as Apple Maps not negotiating routing the same as what Tesla does. But damn, I'd take Apple Maps all day long over this garbage that we're getting from Tesla, from a routing perspective, from a mapping perspective. Apple Maps can certainly add in supercharger locations, can pull the information from the Tesla API to route properly, and literally, I just want to avoid this. So for all of you who say Tesla's great, we love it, the UI is awesome, the mapping's fine, you are incorrect. Or you live in an area where, boy, they've improved it to the point where it's really not much different than other ones. So anyways, Mark from Low Country EV signing out, and we'll catch you on the next one.